South African spokesperson for the Justice Ministry, Shepherd Bushiri, believes South African law enforcement agencies were competent and had done their job diligently, knowing that they have witnesses to testify in Malawi.
And once again, I can't confirm what the docket looks like. I can't confirm who's going to be a witness, who should be a witness. We believe that our law enforcement agencies are very competent and they've done their due diligence. That's why the matter was actually presented to court in the first place. And they will be able to bring more information to a judicial officer, credible information through our law of evidence procedures to ensure that whatever is alleged in that document can be substantiated beyond a reasonable doubt as required. Certainly the judgment on page 12 specifically, in the judge's own words, he makes it quite clear and he says that in relation to any other witness, there's no need for them to be presented to Malawi. There's no need for them to come. So the issue of them being protected or them experiencing some form of victimization doesn't arise. The judge says that there's no need for them to come to Malawi. At the heart of this judgment was what are the relevant witnesses which were required to appear before the Malawian authorities. And this judgment clarifies that the relevant witnesses are agents of the state or representatives of the state, as it says in some instances, or people with intimate knowledge of the investigation that's at play. And they're required to answer specific questions in terms of Section 6 of the Extradition Act in Malawi.
He said opportunities were presented to Shepherd Bushiri and his wife in South Africa to answer questions to prove their innocence, but they chose to escape. Therefore, the issue of fair trial does not come to play.
What I can confirm, and I think this is public knowledge, there is a case before our magistrate courts currently. There were charges that were presented in the magistrate courts, and individuals were then subsequently given bail because they had to come and answer to those charges. It was believed that these individuals would be able to present themselves to court. These individuals chose not to present themselves to court to answer these charges, but they have escaped and gone to a foreign jurisdiction. And that is how we are where we are today. So the question of whether someone is innocent or not, the opportunity was presented to this individual to come and answer for themselves in court. And they've chosen to abscond. And this is where we are.
Responding to why Shepherd Bushiri is still a free man walking Malawi and running his own ministry, Shepherd says South Africa has no jurisdiction over Malawi and it is solely dependent on the Malawian government on how they handle the situation of the cleric.
What is important is that the individual appears at the hearings where he's required to appear, and we receive high levels of cooperation from the Malawi government thus far, and I think that is what is relevant to us currently. How they choose to curtail the individual's freedoms is a matter within their jurisdiction, and it would not be appropriate for us to really opine on that. But what we would want to see is the continued high levels of cooperation. When the individual has been required to present himself to court for an extradition hearing, the individual has been presented. And thus far, that really speaks to high levels of cooperation, that the Malawian state is able to ensure that this individual is hauled before the court for this particular hearing.
Meanwhile, Bushiri's legal counsel, Wapona Kita, says as a lead counsel for the defense, he has the right to cross-examine witnesses on allegations against his client.
It is in the interest of my client that he faces those women who are putting forward allegations against him. With regard to what the court has said, the witness statements of those victims are still needed in court. It's not like the court has said, the investigator should just tell us what has investigated. No. The witness statements themselves, duly authenticated, are required in court, and we have the right to cross-examine on those witness statements. How we'll handle that cross-examination of the witness statements which the investigators are going to bring to Malawi is an issue which we don't want to cross the bridge now.
The High Court in Malawi on Monday overturned a ruling by a lower court that witnesses, including officials and investigators in the case, are to be present physically in Malawi to testify in the extradition case.